So surprised us, you know, I was watching basically just past my neighborhood. And here's the big thing, you know, the end of that road is great. Oh good, we got our escort. Yeah. I figured I'd get water and lose power.
Just so everybody knows, water was up to the last stop sign and continued all the way out to here and up through late Sunday. We still had water up to this stop sign ahead, so residents weren't permitted back into their residences west of Reef Road where we're approaching. That next stop sign.
That last stop sign was Edward Street. Everything south of that is evacuation.
Correct. Everything.
Actually called it 100% perfect on where the water line.
Yep. And we prepared for a secondary evacuation mid-morning when that slack tide was potentially going to be held in. If that tide, as in 92, had been held in, the second tide would have been disastrous, or more so.
I had a beer there last night and a pizza from Beachside. They were all sand. Both places were sandbags.
As of 9 o'clock that night, roughly, I had come down here because One Rod is where my offices are, and this was still passable out. By 10:30, that last end of this road where we're about to approach was starting to flood over. And high tide was about 11:30. Oh no, beg your pardon, high tide was about 10:30. That night, next night was 11:10.
One place in another town, even the beaches pockets that were loaded on the beach. They're filling with sand out there. So they're moving it from where we displaced here and moving it over to the low spots.
So this is the western half of Fairfield Beach Road. Fairfield Beach Road continues about the same distance the other direction to Beach Road going north. That had damage. The water washed some of the beach up and over, but not as significant because this was held in. The water was held in. But you're seeing a lot of the students. Somebody in the bus, I believe, mentioned that a daughter was planning on locating in. This is a lot of the student housing when you get to a certain point of Fairfield U. This area was originally called Little Danbury. They were little shacks for the people that worked up in Hat City or whatever they called Danbury. I can't remember now.
And it was for Hat City.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And these were just summer cottages that would wash out regularly, nobody thought about. But about 20 to 30 years ago, they began to be built up into second and third story views, and the tides didn't particularly care. So there's a creek along the right side. This is a peninsula. From where we left at that last stop sign is a peninsula all the way to the end. From about the 600 number out to about 3,000. Or no, 2,000.
Giant pumpkin. I love that giant pumpkin survived, Chris.
We made a save of a similar pumpkin about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It was a big deal. It was an award-winning pumpkin that we saved.
Yeah, big role for contesting that.
Wow.
Yeah. It drove to about 700 pounds.
So there's hope for more construction going on.
Oh yeah. And that was relatively new construction.
Chris, how long was there water on this road?
This road from, again, about 11 o'clock or 10:30 on Sunday night, Saturday night, beg pardon, through Sunday night, that 24-hour period, there was water all the way back and up to that stop sign at One Rod Highway. It began to recede. You could start to get vehicles down here. The reason that occupancy couldn't be determined, a couple of you called me about buildings and how many, was that we couldn't get access. So in fact, we were looking from across the way, One Rod Highway, or Old Dam Road over there, and Pine Creek Avenue at the end, trying to ascertain how many buildings were down. That was still relatively high in the storm. We got rescue teams together, a joint police fire rescue, on the chance that one of the people who remained was still in one of the buildings that was in jeopardy. Came to find out that they were no longer in that building, so there was not the life safety, and our focus that 24-hour period was entirely life safety.
How many people were evacuated?
I don't have a number on that, I apologize. I know that it was a very small number who did not evacuate. The mandatory evacuation was established based on those 92 floods, and having been ducked into this water in a bucket truck back then, that was extremely hazardous, and people remembered that and mostly did evacuate. But again, at 10 at night, there was still a handful of lights along this road.
So this officers to keep everybody out from
Correct. At this point, we've apparently established a checkpoint here. Not everybody. We still have Fuzzy Munson coming in. Sorry, he's not known as Fuzzy officially.
Fuzzy Wuzzy.
That is his nickname. I'm being waved in by Jimmy Perez.
No, he's just talking.
He's very excited.
Well, that's true. Have I got clearance here, Don?
I don't know, it's close.
What do I look like, folks? All on
You're good here. You're
That's
good.
all I want to hear.
You're good. You're
Clear
good.
on this
You're
side.
good. You're good.
Okay. Well, listen, I'm going to back in because, you know, that's what we do.